Actually, there's an underlying situation we didn't see from the government. It's the overall future of Hong Kong. One country, two systems, supposed to be end at the 2047. If that is going to be really an end, then there's not much to discuss. We move as China moves. Most as well get on now. If that is underlying very important question, then we should have a consideration with the overall holistic thinking, which the energy policy is not a single policy. It will affect other policy areas, such as water. Water went in the same kind of road from self-sufficiency to dependency to today, from economic water to life of the water, now it's a political water. Energy, are we going to go down that way, or do we want to do something else? So what I'm talking about is, has government bring the related policy area together, have a holistic consideration?
Thank you, Sue. Can I have a quick response from the panel?
A bit of a non-issue for generation in Hong Kong, because as I understand it, you need water for sort of two things. Cooling, we've got the sea, there's not a shortage there, and washing coal, we don't wash the coal in Hong Kong, we import it. But it's a really big issue for China. If we are going to be importing power from China, and that is going to be pushing up their water demand, then there's going to be less water from the pool which feeds us.
Very quickly, I just want to actually quickly respond to the comment made by Robert about having a sort of technical annex. That's a tall order that we'll bear that in mind. So I'm not sure whether we should also include that issues about water supply in that technical annex anyway. So the reason I took the mic is I just want to quickly respond to what James just mentioned about these long-term development of the electricity market. Please bear in mind they are very closely related. So you cannot give your comments without thinking about the options that you may have or you may not have in choosing the various options.
Good. Sylvia.
Very clear in public, the senior management say that. Option 2, very clear. And CLP is submit their proposals. People are accusing you something like, actually you want option 2, but you are trying to buy time because you're politically correct to put responses. Thank you.
Little bit of the water question. Just technically to make the point, actually water is very different in Hong Kong from electricity. I think we have 1 to 3 months supply in our reservoirs. If there's a difficulty with supply from the north, we can survive, we can work out what to do. With supply from the north from electricity, if you don't balance supply and demand per millisecond, lights go. That's different. I know there's been a lot of debate about water saying or different. To answer CW's question, CLP's view is genuinely long term. 2047, somebody's mentioned one country, one system. Christine Lowe, the Undersecretary, has said in a number of forums that I've attended, does everybody think by 2047 it will be sensible to have greater interconnection with the mainland for electricity? And there are not many people who said no. So the issue is, how do we do it? When do we do it? What form should it take? What power will we buy? Is it low carbon or other? And from whom? And we don't have that information today. So I'm not dodging the question by saying, oh, I want option 2. I'm genuinely saying we need to understand more. Now, big cross-border infrastructure projects, as certain other government majority-owned organisations are finding out at the moment, are not easy to do. Okay, they're very difficult. And they're getting harder, not just in Hong Kong, but across in the mainland. So I think it isn't going to be a very simple breeze just to go ahead and build a new interconnector. It will take a lot of study, a lot of environmental impact assessments on the mainland, the social stability assessments. Many, many factors have to be determined. The type of technology, the routing, the capacity, what the arrangements are. I think Mike highlighted some of the issues about trying to balance two, well, I love the illustration, baking sheets in either hand and get the water levels. It's not going to be easy. It isn't going to be done in 5 minutes. And I do genuinely think that it's an important potential opportunity for Hong Kong in terms of that enhanced interconnection. But we don't understand what it means. So we really do have to study it. Now, I'm not putting it off. I'm not saying, oh, let's study it later. I'm saying, let's get on now and study it. Let's really understand. But I'm also saying, not in the longer term, full endorsement for option 2. But I'm saying, before 2023 or 2025, you will need some more new gas units in Hong Kong. And therefore, we need to get on and make some preparation for those. So I'm not talking about double investment, I'm not talking about sitting on the fence, I'm talking about moving forward on both fronts. The way I look at it, both options offer opportunities and challenges, and therefore a phased and flexible approach, I think, is the way forward.
John, you want to? Very quickly.
Jim, I mean, sorry, I have to pick up the mic right after you. Every time. Now, even under option one, what we want you to go home and think about is, even under option one, we are suggesting that we still have to get some units. We are suggesting to increase the percentage of natural gas to 40%. So under either option, what I would like to say is, we will need more natural gas, we will have to build more units anyway. Now, what we are suggesting under option one is that don't waste time. Just perhaps that we should go for that bold option. I mean, bold decision to just go ahead with enhancing the interconnectivity with the mainland grid right now and do it. Now, what Jim is suggesting that hold on, we shouldn't do it right now. Let's do more study. I mean, that's the major difference. So I think that I will have to carry about that point.
Thank you. One final one from CLSA at the back.
The difficulty of interconnectivity and the difficulty of the interconnectivity between China and Hong Kong, as well as Hong Kong Island and the two networks within Hong Kong, because there have been comments made about how many corridors would be required and how difficult it would be.
Literature document is that we have done some in sort of consultative study, and based on that preliminary study, we have confirmed the feasibility of having sort of new infrastructure of connecting our grid with the mainland grid. So technically it's feasible. Now, we have also emphasized that if we go down that road, we want to go for that option. More detailed feasibility study will have done and conducted. So we say, for instance, what is the level of backup electricity that we need locally to cater for any emergency. So all these sort of issues we have to consider. But what we have done so far is to ensure that technically is it a feasible option or not. We have done that, and we're saying that this is technically feasible.